it's a terrible loss. But my father said to me on the telephone a few months ago that we're all in the same boat, and we must always remember that. But occasionally, we in the family are asked to stand up and show compassion and leadership. And unfortunately, with my father's death, it has brought it home to me not just our loss, but actually the loss that everybody else has felt for so many people who've, as it were, died and lost loved ones during the pandemic. And so we are all in the same boat, slightly different circumstances because he didn't die from COVID, but we are all feeling a great sense of loss. But at the same time, the tributes have been absolutely amazing that I've seen, and the messages that I'm getting are absolutely outstanding. And I just want to say how grateful I am, we are, for these tributes. He was a remarkable man. I loved him as a father. He was so calm. If you had a problem, he would think about it. And that's the great thing that I always think about, is that he was always somebody you could go to and he would always listen. So it's a great loss. I think the way I would put it is that we've lost almost the grandfather of the nation. And I feel very sorry and supportive of my mother, who's feeling it, I think, probably more than everybody else.
Of course, you did have the chance to see your mother yesterday, and of course everyone's thoughts are very much with her. How is your mother, the Queen, at the moment?
The Queen, as you would expect, is an incredibly stoic person, and she described his passing as a miracle, and she's contemplating, I think is the way that I would put it. She described it as having left a huge void in her life. But we, the family, the ones that are close, are rallying round to make sure that we're there to support her. And I know that there is a huge amount of support, not just for her, but for everybody, as we go through this enormous change. But thank you very much indeed for coming to see us this morning at our private chapel, where we've been able to, as it were, give our prayers and head on for the next few days before the funeral.
It's been a bit of a shock. However much one tries to prepare oneself for something like this, it's still a dreadful shock, and we're still trying to come to terms with that. And it's very, very sad. But I have to say that the extraordinary tributes and the memories that everybody has had and been willing to share has been so fantastic. And it just goes to show he might have been our father, grandfather, father-in-law, but he meant so much to so many other people. And just being here this morning with everybody from Windsor Great Park, and he was a ranger here for, more years than I think any other ranger. And, he means so much to so many people here. And it's the same for those who lived and worked at Balmoral and Sandringham. He's, for all those past and present, means a huge, huge amount to them. Very personal. They all had their own personal memories and stories, and our hearts go out to all of them as well.
As you reminiscing there with some of the wardens about their tales, everyone's got a story to tell, don't they?
That's because he always exchanged words with everybody, because it didn't matter what anybody was doing in and around the estate here and everywhere else. They all meant a lot to him, and he always took a very personal interest in everything that they were doing. So they all have got stories to tell, and most of them quite funny as well.
With the horses.
Oh yes. So because he went carriage driving around here on a regular basis, but he'd go to places that were quite all over the place, and so we were just talking.
Pulled out of a few ditches here, I seem to remember as well.
Oh well, the early days, yes, he used to have a few problems.
No,
so,
quite more recently too.
You did get to spend some time with the Queen yesterday, and of course very much with her. How is she at the moment?
Thinking of others before herself. So she's
as always.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
but bearing up. But again, you know, it's just that wave of affection for him, and just those lovely stories. They just mean so much. And you know, the tributes have been just fantastic, and that's really, really important, and we really do appreciate it. So,
and I think it's so lovely for so many people to learn about what he did, because I think quite a lot of things that have come out will have surprised some people, and how intrinsic he was to every element of society, if you look at it. And it's just lovely to. I mean, I've heard things that I didn't even know as well, but so for many people they'll have been learning a lot about him, which I think is important. Yes. Thank you so much.
Indeed. And to the wider family, and to so many other countries, you know, where he's well remembered. So it's just that outpouring from all over the world. Very much appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you.